that this year. With our kids, we're not doing a egg hunt with their friends. We're going to do an egg hunt with just our kids, and so we'll have some fun with it. They'll have some fun looking for the eggs, and I know that that's what families across the state and across the country, across the world, who like to engage in Easter egg traditions are doing. And as a nice craft tradition, we'll spend more time doing some of the decorating around those eggs as well. I want to thank the Betcher Foundation. They recently announced additional support for research here in Colorado, which is so important. But before we get to that, I want to introduce Reverend Amanda Henderson to talk a bit about what faith leaders are doing to serve the people of faith of our great state. Reverend Henderson is the executive director of the Interfaith Alliance of Colorado. She's an ordained Christian minister. She's a co-chair of the governor's My Clergy Council. She's served as a pastor and continues to work in different communities of faith. She's been so helpful in assembling weekly calls for me with hundreds of faith leaders from across the state, and making sure that for Coloradans of faith, that we're able to get through this with the spiritual and pastoral support and the fellowship that we need at a time when that physical proximity is dangerous to that very sanctity of life that we elevate in our faith traditions. Reverend Henderson.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Henderson, and I am a pastor in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ and the executive director of the Interfaith Alliance of Colorado. As a Christian, I'm in the midst of Holy Week, preparing to celebrate Easter. This year, my family will be celebrating virtually with our congregation, and we'll be hunting for eggs in our own backyard with just the 5 of us, though we will also do a Zoom gathering with our extended family and connect and celebrate. My Jewish friends are beginning Passover tonight, and my Muslim friends are preparing to begin Ramadan in a couple weeks, the month of fasting and honoring their connection to God. This is typically a time when we are celebrating spring and marking our holy rituals, spending time with family and friends and gathering as community. But as you know, COVID-19 pandemic has changed everything and impacted every one of us, including faith communities. While we grieve all that comes with the loss of these changes, and I share in that sadness of losing the traditions that we hold dear in this moment for this year, I also want to name that we also have an opportunity to live into our faith in new and deepening ways in this time. The truth is, the most faithful thing that we can do right now is to stay home. The way we can show love and compassion and commitment, the way we can love our neighbors, is to assure that we stop the spread of COVID-19. This means staying home and finding innovative ways to mark our holy days. We know that we can practice our faith and experience connection to God wherever we are. Congregations from across the state have been working hard to assure that people's spiritual, emotional, and physical needs are being met. Churches, synagogues, and mosques have adapted to this health crisis with creativity and heart. I've been inspired by the many things that I've seen congregations doing to build community in new and different ways, like broadcasting worship services online. Even the Red Rocks service that's normally held at Easter each year will be online this year. Shabbat services have been happening every week live on Facebook, and many of my friends are sharing Passover meals online with family and friends. The Muslim community in Colorado has been hard at work making plans to be able to practice iftar virtually and to celebrate their prayers during the month of Ramadan while being apart.